The big talking point, of course, remains the IT services space, and I think we've got a couple of companies waiting by. Rima, take it away.
Well, indeed, Ramani, Dathi, CFO of TeamLease Services, and Kapil, Joshi, CEO, IT Staffing, Quess Corp, are now joining in on the show. And before that, I just want to put out one data point. In the first 9 months of FY26, the top 4 IT companies, TCS, Wipro, HCL Tech, and Infosys, have seen an overall headcount decline of more than 700 employees, largely on account of TCS and the restructuring that they did. But in the first 9 months of FY26, the large 4 IT companies have not added any headcount. If anything, it has declined. And clearly, there is a lot of worry because we've seen so many top CEOs, like, Anthropic CEO had warned that AI can eliminate about half of the entry-level jobs, white-collar entry-level jobs. So let's find out what the situation is. Ramani, Dathi, and Kapil Joshi are now with us. Ramani, let me begin with you and what you are seeing when it comes to TeamLease, the extent of IT hiring, new jobs versus the number of people perhaps who've lost their jobs and the number of vacancies.
Yeah, good morning, Rima. As far as IT services is concerned, whatever job losses that we have seen in our industry happened, in fact, much before. By end of 24 and early 25, we have seen job cuts in IT services. And since then, it's been kind of stable as far as contract staffing is concerned. But overall, if we look at IT services, the trend that we have seen is that at entry level and early mid-level jobs, absolutely there is no net hiring that is happening because of the AI impact that we are seeing, mainly the jobs that are into testing, coding, debugging, and IT support, low-end IT skills. So these are the areas typically where the freshers and mid-level talent will be there. So those jobs are, we are seeing the disruption already happening because of AI. But the good news is that at high-end skills, niche skills, there is increasing demand and disproportionate increase in salary pay by both IT product companies as well as GCCs. So overall net impact on the IT investments by the companies is still at a very good level. But if we see only the number of net new jobs that are getting created, since the vast majority goes into entry-level jobs, there we are seeing definitely a dip.
So no job openings for entry-level and mid-level IT jobs, Ramani. Is that clear or is it down? Is there some number?
It's much lower than what it used to be 2 years back. And we are seeing that number consistently coming down. And at least last 2 quarters, we haven't seen a net increase at the entry and mid-level jobs in IT services.
Okay. Is it possible to share the number of job applicants for entry level and mid level? What you have shared is from the company level, that they don't have a requirement for coders, manual testers, etc. But we still churn out so many engineers who are looking for jobs at the entry level. So is there a way to match the demand and supply in terms of numbers? Ramani and then Kapil, if you could come in on that.
At least on this point, Rima, I don't have any concrete data point because the way that the skills are also shifting so quickly in terms of the fungibility that is expected by the companies. And also, like, whenever there is an attrition, instead of backfilling, say, there are 5 open positions, companies are not backfilling all the 5 open positions. Thanks to AI, the backfilling is happening only for 2 or 3 positions. So obviously the supply is much higher at this stage across all the jobs except for the top talent niche skills, but the demand is very much restricted. I would say it's only 30% is the demand in comparison with the supply side.
Yeah. So what are the skills? So when you get demand, right, Ramani, morning, from companies looking to hire, what are the skills they're looking for now in this space?
Yeah. So right now, the top skills that are in demand are the AI engineers, AI analysts, the forensic analysts, and AI leads, data annotators, as well as cloud cybersecurity. So these are the top 4-5 skills that we are seeing as they're in high demand across all sectors, be it IT services or GCCs or product companies.
These are skills, Ramani, where so for example, the way we say, well, there are lakhs of IT engineers who pass out every year out of colleges, right? What's the preparedness at that level when you get out of educational institutes, Ramani, compared to, or I mean, that's not changed yet. So it's all going to be it's all going to be retraining once again. What's happening? Yeah.
Yeah, at this stage, the preparedness of entry-level talent, the freshers on AI-related skills, I would say is very, very low. Maybe to some extent on certain roles like data annotation, since there's still low skill and training of AI models, there we are still seeing some level of demand. But at least at the mid-level and AI analyst level, we are not seeing any kind of fresher hiring that is happening at this stage.
No, because that skill that is not there, Ramani, or it's very hard to find at entry level, or it's you'd want experienced people with some base of knowledge and these skills as well.
Yeah. No, this skill we can't expect it from the freshers and entry-level talent. Obviously, companies have to invest in upskilling their existing talent, be it entry-level or at mid-level. And that's what we've been seeing now. Like most of the IT services companies and as well as GCCs, they're all investing heavily in their L&D. They're also talking about upskilling their existing talent in AI models, AI engineering, and related areas. So it's definitely at entry level. Right now, there is no skill set that is available on the AI level. But at the same time, upskilling them is also not that difficult. What we have seen is, especially in GCC segment, with 3 to 4 months of upskilling camps that these companies are conducting, they're able to use the existing talent for the new projects that they are taking up.
Kapil, thank you for waiting by patiently. Jump into the discussion. First, tell us what is it that you are seeing in terms of Quess Corp. We understand that specialized AI jobs are in demand, not just in tech companies, but even outside in other services. But at the entry level and mid-level, what is it that you're seeing? And also, in a way, if you can help understanding the demand versus supply for entry and mid-level. Because as we were discussing, there's so much supply. Engineers are saying who graduate that we're not finding jobs right now. But IT companies are saying, that we don't have enough talent. We're not able to match the talent. So if you could give a sense of the demand and supply, I think Ramani gave a number of 30%, that only 30% of the supply is being met, is being matched with the demand.
Yeah. So, Rima, let me give some statistics because we recently published our annual demand supply gap report. See, I tell you, in India, we have seen almost 1.8 million, 18 lakhs job opening last year. Okay, if you see 50% of them was refilling, still there was 9 lakhs new job got created. But what is happening that demand are shifting, and scoot towards the emerging technology. These are the technology like AI, data, cloud, cyber security, where we see the most of the demand. 2 years back, this emerging skill used to contribute 38% of the total demand. Now they contribute more than 50% of the total demand. Second thing, we see the demand from GCC side. Now GCC plus product company together contribute almost 48% of the total demand. So that piece is growing really, really well. On Ramani's point and your point, yes, we see the demand, overall demand mix. Then earlier it used to be 20% at entry level job, but now it has come down to 15%. But surprisingly, the mid level hiring has increased, contribution from 40% to 65%. It means organizations are looking for highly talented people who are experienced and those who have experience in the emerging technology. Third thing which we have seen in our report is that tier 2 are also emerging very aggressively. Almost 15% of total demand is coming from the tier 2 cities.
Okay, so tier 2.
And as long as AI is concerned, let me tell you, India has roughly 500,000 workforce working on AI and data, which is expected to reach at 1.2 million by end of next year. But still, we expect there will be 1 million job will be, vacant job will be there. So there is a huge demand supply gap, especially in the GNAI, ML ops, LLM ops. Okay. Some of the AI skills, we have seen 30 to 40% demand supply gap. It means for every 10 open jobs, there are only 5 to 6 job seekers available in the market right now. And reskilling is the only way to way forward.
You said there were 18 lakh job openings. Is that related to tech only? Kapil?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Yes. You started by saying 18 lakh job openings. This, I presume, is in tech?
Yep.
Okay. And how much would be the supply of talent?
See, demands are skewed towards, there are two angles to it. One, demands are skewed towards the mid-level. Mid-level hiring has gone up from 40% to 65% now. And second thing is the demand earlier, used to be 60 to 65% for your plain vanilla entry-level job, L1, L2 support, infrastructure, testing, business analyst. Now, this is just opposite. Whatever demand you see right now, 50%, more than 50% are, in emerging technology where we see the demand-supply gap. And that is where we also observed that, the fulfillment time to close this position has increased from 45 days to 90 days.
Yeah. I have a question, slightly off tangent rather, not offbeat question for both of you. Kapil, if I can ask you, there is, because IT jobs and job creation there has been such a big pillar of, supporting other industries as well, because these have been traditionally better paying jobs, well-paying jobs at a higher end. There is concern that if net hiring is already negative for some of these companies, large companies, for the last 1.5, 2 years. Given what you're describing, is there reason to be worried? Outside of software, I'm talking about the demand signal for some of the other industries, real estate, for example, and hubs like Bangalore, etc. Any thoughts, Kapil? I'm sure it's a question which comes up and you've thought about it, discussed, etc. What can you share?
So, see, there is some audio problem, but what I understand, you want to understand the AI impact on the entry level job. See,
no. Sorry. No. My Kapil, my question. Let me. I think there is we'll fix that talkback issue. I think it's slipping in and out of you. Yeah, Ramani, if you got that, would you want to take that?
Yes. No, definitely. The urban India and the consumption and many other related industries which are urban based are still driven by the tech talent. And whenever there is a slowness in overall IT hiring or job cuts in IT, we see that directly reflecting in urban consumption as well. And as you rightly mentioned, real estate can be one of the industries that can be hit. And we have already seen that being hit over the last couple of years because of the overall slowness in IT hiring and IT jobs. And having said that, as I mentioned earlier, while the net new jobs are getting impacted, the overall IT spending is not coming down substantially. So we are still seeing, especially the niche skill, cutting edge technologies and niche skills. So their companies are willing to pay 2x, 3x higher than what it was maybe a couple of years back. So the salary levels are still much higher at top talent level. The biggest hit that we are seeing right now is at entry level. And we are still seeing more and more GCCs coming in, setting up their shops in India, as well as the existing GCCs expanding the number of jobs will to some extent give cushion to this aspect. Because now with the EU deal being signed off, we are also seeing more and more European-based companies setting up GCCs in India. Historically, the majority of the GCCs that we have seen are all US-based. Now we are seeing a lot more discussions happening on the European-based GCC front.
We'll leave the conversation here. Kapil, Ramani, thank you very much for joining in and sharing the insights on this particular issue.